So today I'm here to do a book review for a trilogy because it's just easier when I read them all back to back to talk about them all at once. And this is like a book review I need to make so then I can talk about the next trilogy of this series, and I think you know where this is going. Obviously you know because the title tells you what it's about, but I'm excited. So the trilogy I'm going to be talking about is the Stormglass trilogy. I think that's what it is. It's part of the Chronicles of Ixia series. Oh, my dog's making weird noises. So the books in this trilogy are Stormglass, Spyglass, no, Seaglass and Spyglass. Like they're all just got, like that's the thing, it's like with the other ones they're all study books and these ones are all glass books. So anyway, this is a spin-off trilogy about Opal, who is a character that comes in Fire Study, which is the last book in the first trilogy, and she has the ability to make these glass messenger things. What the fuck? What she does is, like, she is a glass maker, and when she's making like orbs or animal shapes, she breathes magic into them and she's able to make it so that people can talk from really long distances, because this is like a fanatical world, so no one really knows what's going on. It's not modern, they don't have phones, you know, so they've got these messenger things that she makes, and she's very vital to the council in this world. And throughout this book a lot of people are trying to do things, and like with the first book there's a clan called the Storm Dancers, because in this, like, it's really hard to talk about this series when I haven't really talked about Poison Study, but like, you know, Poison Study starts with just being a poisoner, then it leads to this whole idea of all these different clans and magic and just blah, all this crap happens, right? But in the first book the main premise is there is a clan called the Storm Dancers, and they're Storm Dancers because it's like they're named Storm Dancers and they're magical people are Storm Dancers. They can control the weather and stop like floods coming to their land, so they have to like dance in the storm to like keep it all safe. They have these orbs that they make, and the recipe got messed up, so the Storm Dancers have started to die and there's only 5 of them left. So Opal is there to help with this problem, and then people are trying to kill her, and then the next book some more things happen, and the next book she discovers more things, and she's very annoyed that she only has this one trick wonder to make messengers, even though it's a great power that helps everyone. So she's like got a lot of building, and I have to say this trilogy took like 3 weeks for me to read. I was dying through most of it. Like, I enjoyed it, but again, I didn't. Like, I gave the first book 3 stars, the second book 4. Like, the middle book was my favorite because it wasn't confusing. It was alright. It was interesting. And then I gave the last book 3 stars because it was like, oh, downhill crap. Oh my god. So average, that's like 3.5 stars for each book, so it's a very average trilogy. I think my main problem was Yelena and Valak weren't in this, as well as all the other amazing characters, but I'm excited because the next trilogy is going to be Yelena, Valak and Jenko all narrating, and I'm like, give it to me. So I will be reading that next month, hopefully. Well, I'm saying hopefully, but I definitely want to get there for Dawn Study. But to talk about this trilogy, I'm probably going to be talking about spoilers now, I would guess. Like, there's 3 books to talk about, but there isn't really that much I want to talk about. But that was just my non-spoilery introduction. So read Poison Study first. Like, generally everyone loves Poison Study, and I feel like the series has gone downhill since then, because Poison Study was just a great book. And just everything else, like there's 9 fucking books, like what? That is too big. And even though they're all separate trilogies, like, oh my god, like, I mean, I do like it when like authors like might write a series, like a trilogy, and then they extend it. Like they're doing that with the Shadow Me trilogy, and they did that with the Mortal Instruments trilogy. But it's like, oh my god, everything is happening. And yeah, but let's get into it. So starting with Seaglass, oh no, is that the right one? No. Starting with Stormglass, I was very confused at the beginning because it didn't, like, you know how most books sort of have an explanation and like give you all the information that you need, and you might not remember minor details, but it still helps you. Like, I read Fire Study like over 1.5 years ago, so I'm a bit hazy on what actually happened in that book and who is what and what's going on. So everyone's talking about all the things that happened in their life, because this is set 4 or 5 years after Fire Study, and I was like, what? Who's that? What's going on? I don't understand. Every time I saw Yelena, I'm like, yes, give it to me. I love her so much. But I was just so confused. And then there was like 6 different plots happening. Like at first Opal's off doing the thingy, and then next minute she's getting attacked by some of the Warpers who are the bad guys, and then next minute some other people have kidnapped her, and next minute this thing's happened, and next minute she's like, oh, I'm in love with Cade, and next minute Urik's in there. Urik and Delvlin, or whatever you say his name, are swap bodies, and then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was too much, and I was reading this, and it's 500 pages long, and I just was not enjoying it because I'm like, there's too much going on, not knowing, I just can't. I can't. My favourite thing though was when Leaf was in there, and then Mara and Leaf's relationship is so on point. I enjoyed it. It was very, very good, and just, yeah. Then we got Sea Glass, and it was a lot better. I think the plots really came together a lot more, and it actually made a lot more sense. And then it was just very weird because you've got Delvin there, and he's the bad guy, and now he's going to redeem himself so he can be in love with Opal. And oh, you got to be with Cade. Like I just this whole relationship square thing, I was not a fan of, and who she picked up was like, nah. Why? But yes, this was my favourite book because it came together a lot more, and I was actually really more interested in the story, and I was like, yes. Then we got to Spyglass, and I literally feel like 200 pages of this book was just her travelling to different cities, and it takes 20 days to get there, then 10 days to get there, and 40 days to get there, and then she gotta go there, and then she goes through something with a horse, and I'm just like, oh my god, no one cares. Like, just get to the plot where you find your blood. And like, literally she spent like 6 months trying to figure out how to get into a jail, and the only good part of that was Valak was in it. I'm just like, babe, you are here to stay and be in a good part of this book, and I love you. But like, seriously, I was just like, what? I don't care. And then the book ended all of a sudden, and I'm like, did it even end? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm very confused. But I enjoyed that there was like some children in this one that Opal adopted with Delvin. But yeah, it's just the series ended very weirdly. Like, it was definitely like at the beginning it was kind of going, it was like down here, and it was started going up, and the second book was up here, and I'm like, yes, this is great, and then it just went downhill, and I don't know. It was very strange. And yeah, probably the easiest way to talk about each individual book, but I'll just talk about a few key things, like maybe some of the characters and some of the decisions that they made. But I'm excited to get into this more. So Opal, I think she's an alright character, but she makes the dumbest decisions ever, and I'm just yelling at the book like, don't do it! It's like when you got a white person in a horror movie and they just decide to run up the stairs. Idiot. Like, they're gonna find you and you've got no exit. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, right? Someone impersonates Zatora, who is one of the master magicians, and she's like, oh, I know that they're an impersonator, I'm just gonna follow them anyway. Then she gets kidnapped, and then they take her blood, and then they try to kill her, and I'm like, you dumb. You dumb. There's another one where she's going into this mine, and she's following, like, the tour guide seems really shady, but she follows him anyway. But no. She gets stuck in the mine, and then he kidnaps her, and then she gets sent to this village, and she has to make babies and everything. And I'm just like, really? Really? Like, they're the two major ones, but like, so much. I'm just like, why would you do that? And she gets so annoyed that like she can't do much more with her magic, and then she finds out that she can take people's magic, and then she loses her magic, and then she gets her magic back, and then she loses it again. And I'm just like, oh my god, just get over it. You just make some glass stuff. No one cares. Like, you really shouldn't have magic because it's not nice to steal people's magic. And then the council just tries to control her all the time, and it's so stupid. And I'm just like, oh my god, just run, just go somewhere else. No one cares anymore. But yes, Opal is just so stupid, but I like that she was learning how to fight a lot more and to be able to defend herself, and she really did care about everyone around her and helped. But it's just, she dumb sometimes. She's really dumb. Cade was my favorite. I wanted her to be with Cade. Like, the reason for them breaking up is so stupid, and I'm just like, what the hell? But he, like, when she first meets him, he's really depressed over the loss of his sister, and then he meets her, and then they sort of bond because they got like some fire thing happening in their souls or some shit. And then like at the end of the first book, he's all like, I love you, Opal, and she's like, oh my god. And then the next book, the relationship really grows, and then in the third book, Cade's just not in it because she's off traveling and trying to do everything and being selfish. And I'm like, what about Cade? You can't leave him. And at the end, he's like, oh, you're too abrupt, and you run around too much, and I just want someone steady. My life is a psalm dancer. It's too much all the time. I just want a steady relationship. And I'm like, oh my god, mate, what is this bullshit crap? Like, I mean, she's obviously picked the other dude by this point while she's still with Cade, but I'm just like, what? But I thought Cade was great. He was funny. He cared so much about Opal. Like, he was always saving her and doing nice things for her, and I'm just like, pick him. He is the nice one. Yurik was really annoying because he just seemed to be really sad about everything, and then when the body swap happened and then he was in Devlin's body, he just wanted to kill everyone, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, I just didn't enjoy his character at all. I was just like, oh, just leave. But just saying, Devlin, right? When in Fire Study, when she was 14, Opal's sister Tella was taken and raped, and then she had her soul taken from her body, and Yelena tried to fix her and she died. And then Opal had to stab Yelena with something to make sure her sister survived, but then her sister didn't survive, and then she got taken for 2 weeks and got tortured by Devlin. Right? So at 14 she was tortured by this guy, and then she got away, and then 5 years later he comes back and he tortures her again to get information out. Well, he's torturing her when he's in Europe. So first he goes into Yurik's body, sleeps with her, which is practically rape because she didn't know that was him. And then she like falls in love with Yurik, but sort of Devlin. And then Yurik starts torturing her, and it's really hecka stupid. He's not attached to his blood magic because he swapped body. He's all like, oh, I actually love you, even though I tortured you for your whole life. And then they body swap again. Then Devlin is in his own body, and then he's all like, I'm gonna fight for you and be good for you. And like, she's just like, what? And then she falls in love with him, and then they get together. Then she sleeps with him when they're in that weird clan when they're all trying to kill everyone. And I'm just like, what is going on? And I'm just like, what even? How do you fall in love with the guy that tortured you and made you hurt and could like raped you? It's like, what? You could have been with Cade and you pick him. And at the end, like, it's just crazy because at first he's like this really bad character, and then it's like suddenly switch. He's a good character. And it's like, I mean, if he didn't rape and torture her and be really bad to her, I would have liked him. If without all that, like at the end of the book, I started liking him because of the way she wrote him, and they just never mentioned all the bad stuff again. And like when he was in jail and then he was caring about her and then they kissed and he's all like, oh, I deserve you. I'm just like, and then they got married, and then the mother knew him, and then like, oh my god, I just can't. Like, seriously, the worst decision ever. And that's the thing I hate. It's like every male in this book, if they're not one of the main good characters, just wants to rape you. Like every male, every time she got kidnapped, they wanted to rape her. Every time this happened, they wanted to rape her. And it's the same in Poison Study, and I don't understand this. Like, you can't write the book like this, that like literally everyone who isn't the love interest or the brother or the cousin or the best friend wants to rape you. Like, not every male ever wants to do that. Like, I mean, like a few do, but not everyone. Like, some people are horrific people, but like not everyone. And I'm just like, why? Yes, I was just spewing at the end of this book because I'm like, nah. Like, even though they had to get married to adopt the babies who are 13 and 10, and they're so great, these characters, like the little kids. Oh my god, I loved it, but I'm just like, what even? I'm so confused. Oh my god, like I just can't with that whole thing. I did love the cameos though, like when Yelena came in and she's all like 20 something now and Valak's like 50. Like, I mean, I still can't get over that there's like a 16-year age gap between them or something, and I'm like, what? They're so old. Like, what's going on? Like, I thought he would have been like a bit younger. That's the thing about fun about like her series is like every character, like the main character will be 12 and then the love interest is like 40, and I'm like, what? Then when Jenko and Ari came in, and I don't know if they're actually in a relationship, like these two guys, because they're always together and people say it sometimes and sometimes they don't, but Jenko was the funniest bit about this book. I love that he was in it, and he was just a very enjoyable part to me, and I'm so glad that he's going to get his own point of view in the next book. But he's just great, and then he gets out of any situation and always comes to help Opal. And then Valak came to help Opal because magic doesn't affect him, have magic affect her anymore because she sacrificed her magic to kill everyone and all that crap. I loved Valak's point, and it's so sad too. Like, he's never with Yelena. Like, they have such a long distance relationship, and I'm just like, just be together, make babies. I just need you to be happy and together because that will make me happy. But I really don't know what else to talk about. Like, I've put 3 books into a book review, and it's been going, like, I've been watching the filming of the camera and it's been going for a while, but it's gonna be like 5 minutes each book or something. But I don't know, I wouldn't read it again. I don't know if I'd recommend it because like you really should just read Poison Study and just stop there. I bought these books so long ago because I was really excited for it, and then I just never ended up reading it. And then when Dawn Study came out, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I never did the thing. So yeah, but I don't know, like I'm just main annoyance is the one she picked as her love interest in the final. Oh my god, it's so stupid, and just how everyone treated everyone and how stupid they could all be, and just, yeah. Oh my god, another character though is Finn. Like, what was up with that guy? Like, if you've read this, Finn, I just don't understand why there has to be. And like, that's another thing with the 3rd book, right, is it's all this traveling, and then suddenly they go to this weird like a Amish clan where they all just like, where the main guy, there's 230 people living there, and the leader sleeps with all the women, and everyone is his child, and then everyone else's child is his child, and I'm like, ugh, yuck. And then like they got Opal, and she had to be in there, and then everyone, like, that's the funny thing too, it's like, what's with everyone being in disguise? Like, every time there was someone there, I'm just like, it's obviously going to be Jenko or Ari or her 2 new friends that she got. Like, that was very weird. Like, everyone was just like, every time she was in a bad situation, she's just like, but that's Jenko over there, and then next minute, oh, there's Ari in the beard, and I'm just like, okay, is like every person ever you meet that's a stranger going to be one of those guys? But I'm getting off topic. I'm trying to finish my video, and then I keep thinking of other things to talk about because I don't really want to give it much thought. But anyway, guys, I hope you'd enjoyed my review, and yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!